I welcome you to the continuation of Central Committee meeting number 6 for today, Tuesday, October 15, 2024. I want to give a special welcome to the Minister of Justice and his support staff here this afternoon. We have established a quorum of 9 members. I invite you to stand for a moment of silence. Thank you. I have received notice of lateness from the member Grisha Heyliger-Marten. Are there any other notifications at this time from the floor of Parliament? That not being the case, we can, yes, that is the case. MP Viren Kotai, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon to the Minister of Justice, to my colleagues, those tuning in via social media. I just wanted to bring a matter of concern to the floor. We know, and I'm glad we have the Minister of Justice in front of us because we are a very small island. The crime rate and the wave we are facing is disproportionate. Supermarkets and jewelry stores seem to be the aggressive targets for far too long. Robberies are occurring on a weekly to bi-weekly basis. We have to really question the accountability of our operations, the protection of our residents and our tourists alike. We have had individuals assaulted on the streets, in stores, so much that it actually has become a norm. This is saddening that more negativity is being shown with our island. I would urge, Minister of Justice, as you're here, that we engage with the complete justice chain to ensure more patrolling and presence on our streets. The FCC event is scheduled for next week. High season is approaching. Safety and security cannot be negotiable, and it's a really concerning matter. And I'd also like to give my condolences to the lost ones over the past weekend, and yeah, that's it for me, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, MP Kotai. I see MP Lacruz is requesting the floor. MP Lacruz, you have the floor.
A blessed afternoon, Madam Chair Lady, to the Griffier, Honourable Minister and his support staff, members of Parliament. Madam Chair Lady, I'd like to send out condolences to the Brown family. He was a friend, known him for a lot of years, and to the families of the young lady who passed away also during the weekend. Family also very close. And to the Minister of Justice, I hope a message went out to the schools or to the school of that young lady that her friends have someone to talk to while this incident took place, because it's difficult, it's difficult on her friends at the same time. Thank you, Madam Chair Lady.
Thank you, MP Lacruz. And I now give the floor to MP Doran. MP Doran, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady. Good afternoon to you, my colleagues, the Honourable Minister's support staff, and a special good afternoon to the people of St. Maarten. I would also like to echo my condolences to the family of the young lady that lost her life in such a tragic way. I know that mental health and different factors is something that plague our community, is things that we speak about, is things that we try to do our utmost to deal with, but at the end of the day, it's not inevitable, and I just would like to wish the family much strength, and I hope that, as my colleague before me mentioned, that there's ways and means that we can look into, speaking to our young people so that they do not take this severe ultimate route. I would also like to echo my condolences for the Brown family. It hit home because I know that this is a staff member of the Ministry of Rummy, and that was one of the staff members when we had launched the operation Bring Them Back. We went to the Netherlands, and we were lucky enough to get 2 staff members hired, and he was one of them, who just recently started to work. I know that a lot of people are still in disbelief. I would just like to wish the family much, much strength during this difficult time of bereavement. Thank you, Madam Chair, for the opportunity.
Thank you, MP Duran. The MP La Cruz, I still see your light lit. Okay. Okay. Thank you, members of parliament, for those notifications. I can only but join those of you who have expressed your condolences and sympathy to the family and friends of the late Mr. Brown, I have to say, and his companion, the one who, along with him, lost her life. To both families and friends, I share condolences and wish the families much strength. And I also join the words of condolences to the family and friends of the teenager who took her own life, and as a parliament, and one that has been through various members of parliament expressing the need for us to more than talk about the mental health of our community, but are also desirous of seeing something done, and has expressed their wish and desire as members of parliament to work hand in hand with government as well as the institutions on St. Maarten who look after those persons suffering with some affliction of mental health, that this parliament has on more than one occasion expressed its position that the mental health care on St. Maarten is a priority for this parliament as a whole, and again has expressed its desire to work with government and other institutions to really tackle this multifaceted part of health, namely our mental health, our collective mental health. So to those suffering a loss, to those going through mental health issues, do realize that there is assistance to be had, not only from professionals, but also and especially to the young ones amongst us. Find someone to talk to. There are persons within your family circles, at your schools, who will have a listening ear. Please talk about your feelings, especially when you feel that you are overwhelmed by your feelings. So thank you once again, members of parliament, for those notifications. And we now go over to the agenda point for this meeting, which is the national ordinance, the draft national ordinance, amending the ordinance of the budget for 2024. This national ordinance is, of course, called National Ordinance Budget Amendment 2024. It is National Ordinance number 181 of the parliamentary year 24-25. It is registered on the document IS 124 and dated the 4th of October 2024. So just briefly going over to where we are in the handling of this draft national ordinance. As I mentioned, it was received on October the 4th, 2024 from the government of St. Maarten. Of course, a copy of the document is not only online for members of parliament, but has also been shared in hard copy. The Central Committee meeting commenced on Thursday, October the 10th, with the Minister of Finance giving a presentation on that draft national ordinance. And then, of course, members of parliament were given the opportunity to pose questions. We adjourned until Friday, October the 11th, when the Minister of Finance returned to provide answers to the questions, followed by the Prime Minister and Minister of General Affairs, as well as the Minister of Romi, who provided answers to questions posed by members of parliament. After some additional clarifications from the members, the meeting was adjourned until today, Tuesday, October the 15th. So at this time, we have with us the Minister of Justice, who I welcomed earlier to Parliament, And the minister is here, Minister Lyndon Lewis, to answer the questions posed by members of Parliament. Minister, welcome once again, and you have the floor.